Hi Derek, how are you?
I'm good. I'm great. Thank you.
So your last album, you described your last album as really sinister, dark, and metal as hell. So I was wondering, how could you describe that new album, the Machine Messiah?
I would describe it as extremely modern, musical, and an epic journey. I would describe it as it feels that you are going on a journey. It takes you on a journey of different sounds, and I think it builds a lot of imagery in your mind when hearing the album. You know, each song is very unique and very different, and it's something I really love about the album. I think it's entirely different from the last recording we did. Many reasons for this, where we recorded it, what we were feeling in the moment of writing the album, the producer, the artwork. We usually do this with Sepultura, change everything up. But it was really exhilarating. You know, I'm really happy with the outcome.
Take the best of the angel, and the angel was overcome. You let a demon see. You raise a power of fire. You see the burning crosses. See the flame, higher and higher.
What inspiration did you have in creating this new album?
But there were a lot of things that were going on here in Brazil and just in the world in general that we're feeling. Definitely political. There was this impeachment of a president that happened here in Brazil. A lot of corrupt politicians are finally going to jail, or at least going to court. The public becoming more aware and more active on the streets and wanting to see change. The advancement of technology, but in a way where people are completely hypnotized and drawn in and withdrawn from themselves and other people around them. I mean, these were some of the elements that went into the influencing of writing the album, especially the technological side of how people react with each other and interact with each other, and how we have interacting with ourselves, what we've lost and what we've gained. So, you know, it's very interesting times that we live in, so there was a lot to write about.
Well, you've been doing music for a while now, and I'm not sure, you probably will. Yeah, you probably should remember the way of recording albums years ago, when there was maybe more analog, and now it's more digital. So, what is the biggest difference, and what do you like in this new way of creating music now, and what was better maybe when there was an analog?
Well, I think the sound of analog is something that maybe not the average person can hear the difference, but as an artist, I think, I mean, sound is everything, and for me, I miss the sound of analog. I just think it's more practical to use Pro Tools. It's just a lot faster to do recording and to track things at a pace where you can try things over and over. You can you know, do things you've never done before and not have to worry about the price for everything. I mean, it's very expensive to work with analog as well. I think in the digital times now, you're able to hear a lot of different artists because you're able to do things in your own home that you weren't able to do before. So I think this is pretty cool, the fact that you're able to hear a lot of new music and new sounds coming from people that may not have the the means to do it, but they can do these things without having to have a studio full, with tape and everything. It's great that there's this technology that you're able to do this at home. And so it's a big difference, time-wise and money-wise and sound-wise. I think it suffers a little bit because digitally, I think it's always trying to capture that analog sound, which it's impossible, I think, at some point. But you have the good and the bad. There's the two sides that exist.
Well, the good thing is that you can always go for a gig and you can actually feel your life. And I know that you're going to be touring next year. And are you coming to UK?
Yes, we are. I don't have the tour schedule in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that we will be there. And I'm looking forward to it. I think there's some great bands that we're touring with. Creator, Soilwork, Aborted. So I think it's a very strong package. So we're all excited that all of us will have new albums. I know Creator will have a new album out as well. So I think it'll be a great show.
Your new single, I Am the Enemy.
Right.
What can you tell us about this song?
This song is like really, I was looking at myself and a lot of the problems that are going on, like surrounding me. And a lot of times I always see people really blaming other people for the situation or the problems that are going on. It's sort of kind of taking a look inside yourself where it's hard to do that and figure out that a lot of times we're our own worst enemy. So it's really taking responsibility and saying, and really facing that, like kind of realizing that I am the worst enemy of the problems that are going on around me. So it's kind of like taking responsibility for yourself and just not pointing out other people being the problem that they're having in their lives. So
why playing metal?
I think it's from going from my first show, it was really a hardcore show. But I guess the power of the music and being able to see people move by that music in a physical way, like an extremely physical way. I've always loved that, that sound that comes from the style of music makes people active. It really invokes, so much energy. It's something I've never seen with other styles of music. And so for me, it was like really felt natural to step into this style of music, and wanting that to be like a vocal point, being able to release. And it's such a visceral release. It's such an intense feeling that it's unforgettable, every time being able to step onto stage and to have this power with the group, and communicate with an audience. It's something that's unreal.
When you was a child, I was wondering, when you was a kid, what kind of posters did you have in your room?
That's a pretty good question. I had a lot of skateboarding. I was a big really into skateboarding. So I had a lot of posters for skating. I had a lot of flyers from shows that I would go to, like hardcore punk rock shows. All the flyers, I used to collect them. And I also had posters for certain bands. Certain albums would come with posters. So I had a lot of really from the genre of punk, hardcore, and skating. That was my whole wall ceiling was covered with that.
I was wondering, what is your guilty pleasure when you're coming back home, or maybe when you're driving a car and you like to listen to something that it's not necessarily want to share with anyone because it's a bit silly?
I don't. It's funny because I would have to really think hard. I mean, I think most people would probably be shocked if I told them I listen to, a lot of Bee Gees. I'm a big Bee Gees fan, and I think they're incredible. I think they're fantastic songwriters. They wrote so many songs that people don't even realize are Bee Gees, that people have covered them. But I think they're inspirational just because they were so unique, you know, and so like I would never even imagine those guys are like from Australia. I mean, just so much like soul that they had, like so much. They're fascinating to me, you know, like their ability of songwriting is just unbeatable. You know, there's no other group like that. Hello, Cambridge. This is Derrick Green from Sepultura, and you're listening to Get Heavy on Cambridge 105.